How you feeling?
Good. Excited to get going again.
What's been the emphasis of your off-season work so far?
It's been, the mental part, trying to figure out strategies, trying to figure out, how did I do things last year, what worked, what didn't work, just kind of going down a checklist, getting the physique up, body weight up, strength up, a little bit more power in there, and then, that's kind of been my main focus this off-season.
Because of the injury setback in the middle of the year last year, how much did that kind of influence the plan for the offseason?
It influenced it a little bit in a way to where, it's in the back of my mind, It's the first time I got hurt, and I just wanted to establish a good routine this year or this offseason in order to stay healthy and be able to learn from certain routine adjustments that I did earlier on that probably would have gotten me hurt, and just basically keeping a better eye on it. And I was able to finish the season healthy, which I was very happy about, and being able to take that more rest that I probably needed in order to let everything recover the way it's supposed to and be able to get back in order to improve in the off-season again.
Sem, repertoire-wise, there was definitely a significant drop in your fastball uses last year. Is there anything with the off-season or going into this next season that you're wanting to be a variation of that fastball, or is this kind of the style of player you want to be?
I started to figure out that in the beginning of the season, I just kind of wanted to go with my strengths and wasn't very sure on what that exactly was. And I just went with my gut and trying to use my knowledge against the hitters in order to attack them. And it happened to be that way, that all my pitches kind of had the same percentage usage-wise. And then during the middle of the season, I think I started to rely on it a little too much to where I wanted to show every hitter all my pitches. And later on after that, looking back when the time when I was hurt, figuring out that I don't need to do that. There are certain hitters where I don't need to use my 4 pitches. There's certain hitters where I do, and kind of being able to eliminate and adjust there, that's what helped me at the end of the season. But it was never in the off season a thing where I tried to make my fastball uses go down. So
That learning process you described, how much of that is kind of benefited from staying at one level for an entire year and just being at AAA and being around those guys and in that environment? It
helps for sure, just being able to start the season strong like that, and getting to the point where I can create that knowledge, and also seeing at the mid part of the season where I should have adjusted, and now that I learned that how to adjust in that part of the game, that helped me a lot, and that knowledge was nice to take with the rest of the season.
Those adjustments, would you say they're part mental or part mechanical, or how would you describe
more mentally, more in the strategy of how I go to attack hitters, because in the beginning of the season how my usage was so spread out, I started to rely too much on using all of my pitches rather than trying to use my strength against every hitter, and being able to understand that and staying within myself gives me the best shot at success. So,
do you think some of the fact that the hitters, so many more hitters in AAA had major league experience and are more valuable, the things you may have gotten away with down the lower levels, you learned you couldn't get away with at AAA?
I think it's more so in sticking to a certain plan of attack, which was in the beginning of the season. If I use all my pitches, they're not sure what to sit on exactly. But if I keep on doing that and not at some points use my fastball 50% of the time or use my slider 30% of the time, then that's also a mix in a sense, but more in a mix of plans rather than mix of pitches all the time.
Do you have any expectation about how often you'll be able to pitch at MLB level this year, or maybe even a goal?
I mean, definitely a goal to get up there. I've seen a bunch of my teammates last year make that step and get their debut, and they worked hard for it, and I was excited for them because it's something I want too, and that's going to be my goal this year, just get up there with those young guys and be able to play ball at the biggest level.
And there's obviously been a lot of changes in the player development side of things this offseason. Have you had any interactions with the new staff or seen any of that changes firsthand in the way you've gone about your offseason approach?
I don't try to let it affect me too much. I've noticed it for sure. I've seen they're trying to get the young guys going and establish a good, strong team. And I think with the guys that I played with last year, definitely possible. And I definitely want to be a part of that. But it's not something that's on my mind all off season. I try to just stay within myself and focus on what I got to do. And if I can do that, then that'll help out the team later on.
Have you had any interactions with the new staff at all?
No, not too much.
The front office has spoken about kind of this year being an opportunity for a lot of young guys to get opportunities at the major league level, especially on the pitching side, with that being kind of the depth of the rotation. I mean, what does that do for you when you hear things like that? That, you know, this is a year that you can break through.
I mean, it's exciting for sure. Definitely when the opportunity presents itself, that's something I want to take. And if it seems like they're going to take more young guys up there, then that opportunity becomes bigger. And that's something that I want to go for. It's not something that motivates me more in order to work harder, but it's something that definitely puts a perspective on things.